The spoon touched his tongue and the world fell away.
This taste? It's the special sweet from that soba shop. The one that closed.
A dessert from a restaurant that had shuttered 5 years ago. His eyes met the new chef's. She was watching him, a calm question in her gaze. 2 weeks earlier, she had arrived at the mansion with nothing but a suitcase and a Michelin-starred recommendation.
Hina-san trained under the finest chefs in Paris. We're privileged to have her.
Finally, a live-in chef who can elevate our dining.
Kaito barely registered the commotion. Headphones in, a game on his phone, the usual distance. But the first breakfast cut through his indifference.
Tamagoyaki with just a hint of sugar. And the miso has that same depth, like Grandma's. How does she know?
He hadn't mentioned it. His parents never noticed, yet the breakfast was a mirror of his childhood mornings. Dinner came. A rich seafood curry. No shellfish, not a trace of his allergy.
I don't get it. The food's so bland, but the kid's practically licking his plate.
Kaito stopped. The contrast was glaring. His parents' plates were generic, cautious. His were a personal map of his life. Then the dessert arrived. A simple dango from a sweet shop he hadn't seen in 5 years.
This can't be a coincidence. She's cooking only for me.
Late at night, he searched online. The shop had indeed closed. No website, no trace.
She's researching me? But how deeply? And why?
The next morning, he watched her in the kitchen. Every movement precise, every plate a message only he could read.
I have to know. I'll confront her.
The decision settled like a weight. It was time to ask the chef why she cooked only for him. Sunrise came with a knot in his stomach. The confrontation had to happen today.
No stalling. Right after breakfast, I'll ask her directly.
Downstairs, the breakfast table was already set. Hina moved silently.
Today she made okazuke. The exact way I loved as a kid.
This cook. She seasons like a hospital kitchen, but my son inhales it.
That's it. He's confirming it again. She's cooking only for me.
Kaito set his spoon down. He opened his mouth to speak.
Hina, dear, the garden party is next Saturday. Could you prepare a menu?
Of course. I'll draft a seasonal menu by this evening.
The moment vanished. Hina excused herself and returned to the kitchen. Kaito followed her to the kitchen door. Through the glass, she was already prepping vegetables.
Just walk in. Ask her why my food is different. It's not that hard.
But his fingers wouldn't turn the handle. He walked away. Lunch came. A plate of gyoza with a dipping sauce he hadn't tasted since childhood.
Gyoza with extra garlic, just like Grandma used to order. She even remembered that.
That afternoon, he spotted Hina in the garden, picking herbs. Perfect chance.
No parents. No interruptions. Just ask her now.
But she noticed him and spoke first, a basket of basil in her hands.
Kaito-san, did you need something from the kitchen?
No, just looking around. Never mind.
He retreated to his room, anger coiling. Tomorrow he wouldn't back down.
She knows something, and tomorrow, I'll get it out of her.
The next day, Kaito moved through his routine with one goal. After dinner, he would corner her.
Tonight, I won't let her slip away with a polite excuse.
At dinner, Kaito ate in silence, every bite a reminder of her precision.
Honey, this meat has no seasoning. But look at him. He's devouring it.
He's right. Every spice, every texture. It's all for me.
After dinner, Hina retreated to the kitchen. Kaito followed, blocking her path in the hallway.
Hina-san, I need to ask you something.
Of course. What is it?
Why are your meals only for me? My parents' plates are bland and generic.
I research my employer's dietary profiles thoroughly. Your profile indicated these preferences.
Too rehearsed, like she's answered this before. But my father complains the food lacks taste. If he's an employer too, why ignore his preferences?
Your father's health guidelines restrict salt and strong seasoning. I follow them exactly.
Her answer was airtight. But Kaito felt the evasion like a cold draft.
She's hiding something. Every answer deflects.
He couldn't press further without proof. Reluctantly, he stepped aside. The next morning, from the staircase, Kaito overheard his father's voice in the living room.
I swear that chef only cooks for the boy. Our meals taste like cardboard.
But Kaito loves everything. He's never eaten this well before.
Even they see it. This isn't in my head.
That night, Kaito sat at his laptop and typed her name into the search bar.
No more guessing. I'll find out who she really is.
He searched for her professional history first. Her resume was pristine. Paris Culinary Institute, Michelin-starred apprenticeship. But a gap year sat in the middle like a missing tooth.
A gap? In a record this flawless? What was she hiding?
He clicked further, scrolling through archived listings. A small family restaurant. Aoba Te. The name struck him like ice water. That was the restaurant his grandmother used to take him to every Sunday. The wooden sign, the smell of broth, the waitress who always remembered his order.
That waitress. It was her. All along.
He had to see it for himself. The next afternoon, he stood in front of Aoba Te. Weeds grew through the doorstep. The windows were dark. An elderly woman came out of the house next door, watching him. She asked if he knew the place, a sad smile crossing her face. She remembered a young waitress named Hina. Such a kind girl, she said. That girl always watched over a little boy who came with his grandmother.
She's talking about me. About Grandma.
The woman went inside and returned with an old photograph. It showed the restaurant staff, a teenage girl with strawberry blonde hair and large hazel eyes.
It's really her. Hina.
The neighbor said Hina left after the restaurant closed and never returned.
She's been planning this for 10 years. I have to know why.
Kaito returned home clutching the photo. The house felt quieter than before.
I remember everything now.
He closed his eyes and the memory flooded back. Aoba Te, every Sunday. His grandmother would greet the waitress like an old friend.
Welcome back, Oba-san. Kaito-kun, the usual?
She never wrote the order down, she knew it by heart. Grandmother would sometimes pat her hand and whisper thanks. Kaito opened his eyes. The memory cut deeper than he expected.
She was always there, quietly watching, protecting.
That evening he found her in the kitchen, polishing silverware.
Hina, this is you. 10 years ago at Aoba Te.
For a moment, the calm mask slipped. Her hands stilled.
That was a long time ago. I don't think about the past.
You're lying. Every meal you make is my past. Why won't you tell me the truth?
I am your chef. That is all.
She turned back to her work, a clear dismissal.
Why can't she just tell me? What is she so afraid of?
He left the kitchen, but the photo remained crumpled in his palm.
She admitted it. But that's only half the secret. I'll force her to face the past. Whatever it takes.
The question burned. What did his grandmother mean to Hina? And why had she spent 10 years waiting to become his chef? Late that night, Hina sat on her bed, moonlight slicing through the blinds. From under her pillow, she drew out a small wooden box, worn at the edges. Inside lay a single photograph, creased from years of handling. It showed a teenage Hina and an elderly woman smiling in front of Aoba Te. A tear traced down her cheek. She didn't wipe it away.
Hina-chan, promise me you'll look after my Kaito. He'll be so lost without me.
Young Hina nodded, tears streaming, unable to speak.
I haven't forgotten, Oba-san. Not for a single day.
In another room, Kaito lay staring at the ceiling. Sleep impossible. His mind replayed the last lucid day he had with his grandmother.
Kaito, the girl at Aobate. She'll look after you when I'm gone.
He hadn't understood then, he'd only nodded, thinking it a nurse's kindness.
She wasn't just a waitress. She was her promise to the end. 10 years. She trained for 10 years just to cook for me. I confronted her like she was a stalker, but she's carrying my grandmother's last wish.
He swung his legs off the bed, heart pounding with a new, sharp urgency.
I need to talk to her. Not as a suspect, but as the boy who still misses his grandmother.
He picked up the neighbor's photograph, tracing the young waitress's face with his thumb.
Tomorrow, I'll ask the right way. Not why are you doing this, but what did she ask of you?
He would return as the child who once sat at that booth, protected by 2 women. And he would make Hina tell him the promise, not as a servant, but as someone who shared his loss. The morning light felt colder when Kaito entered the dining room.
Hina, this meal tastes like water. My coworkers bring their lunches now.
Hina paused, her face unreadable, and bowed slightly.
I apologize. I will adjust the seasoning.
Adjust? It's been weeks. This isn't fine dining.
It's fine for me. I like it exactly as it is.
His father's head turned, surprise etching his features. Kaito rarely spoke up.
Since when do you care about the menu?
Since I realized she's the only one who ever understood my tastes. Just let her do her job.
Kaito, we're only concerned. This chef, she seems too focused on you.
The table fell silent. Hina's hands holding the tray trembled once. Later that morning, his mother found him in the living room.
We're thinking of letting Hina go. The kitchen needs to serve the whole family.
No. You can't fire her.
Why are you so protective? What's really going on?
I can't explain without betraying Hina's secret.
He stood, jaw tight, the photograph from the neighbor burning in his pocket.
Just give me time. I'll sort it out.
His mother studied him, then sighed, a reluctant nod. That evening, Kaito watched Hina from the doorway as she cleaned the counters.
I'll ask her tonight. Not with anger, but with the memory of Grandma.
He stepped into the kitchen, the photograph in his hand, ready to finally listen. Hina turned, a knife in one hand. The photo stopped her cold.
I'm sorry. I should have asked gently the first time.
He set the photograph on the counter, sliding it toward her.
I remember you now. You were always kind. Grandma liked you.
Hina's hands fell to her sides. The knife clattered into the sink.
You remember? I thought you'd forgotten everything. Your grandmother. She was my only family after my parents died.
Kaito listened, his own throat tight.
I came here because I wanted to cook for you. That's all.
She's still hiding something. I can feel it. There's more, isn't there? Something she asked you?
Hina shook her head, pressing a fist to her mouth.
I can't. You'd think I'm obsessed. I shouldn't be here.
You've been cooking my childhood for weeks. I already know it's not normal. But I'm not angry anymore. I just want to understand.
She pulled away, her breathing uneven.
I'm sorry. I just can't say it. Not yet.
Kaito didn't push. He slid the photo closer to her and stepped back.
Take your time. I'll wait.
He retreated to his room, but sleep didn't come.
She called Grandma her only family. That promise is deeper than I thought. I'll visit her grave tomorrow. Maybe there, I'll find the words to reach Hina.
The night stretched on, two people in separate rooms, bound by a single promise neither had spoken aloud. The cemetery was quiet, morning light filtering through the old trees.
Grandma, I found her. Hina, the waitress from Aobate. She's been cooking for me. Every meal tastes like our Sundays. But she won't tell me why. She's still carrying something old and heavy.
He closed his eyes, letting the wind carry the silence.
Hina, when I'm gone, promise me you'll take my place. Cook for him. Stay by his side. Never let him feel alone.
Young Hina cried, a silent nod the only answer she could manage. Kaito opened his eyes, the memories searing through him.
She gave up her life for a promise made to a dying woman. Thank you, Grandma, for sending someone to watch over me. But she shouldn't be a prisoner to it. I have to set her free.
He rose, the weight of a decade pressing on his chest, and began the walk home. The mansion was silent when he returned. Through the doorway, Hina was prepping dinner, her movements mechanical.
Tonight, I'll tell her I know. She doesn't have to carry it alone.
Kaito-san, you're back early.
I went to visit Grandma today.
You went to her grave?
Her voice was barely a whisper. The knife lay still on the board.
Later. After dinner. We need to talk. Really talk. I'll find the right words. She needs to hear them from me.
After dinner, Kaito stepped into the kitchen. The overhead light was off. Hina's silhouette leaned over the counter, not prepping, packing.
She's leaving. No, not like this.
You know, don't you? About the promise?
Her voice was flat, as if rehearsing a resignation she'd prepared for years.
Hina, wait. Don't do this.
I'm sorry. I can't stay. I never should have come.
She snapped the knife roll shut and turned, her eyes red but dry now.
I'll resign effective immediately. You won't see me again.
No. I don't want you to go. You're making a mistake.
A mistake? I only came because of a promise, but now you know my secret. There's no point.
She's not hearing me. She's already decided.
Kaito grabbed her wrist as she tried to pass. The knife roll dangled between them.
Let me go, Kaito. I've been a burden long enough.
Burden? You're the only person who's ever kept a promise to my grandmother.
And look what it's done. Your family wants to fire me. You suspected me. It's over.
She pulled free, the knife roll swinging, and walked to the door.
Goodbye, Kaito.
The kitchen door swung shut. The click was deafening.
This can't be the end. Not after everything.
He stood alone in the dark kitchen, the scent of her cooking still in the air.
I have to stop her. For Grandma. For her.
Kaito sprinted out of the kitchen, determination burning through the panic. He didn't stop until he reached the living room, where his parents were reading.
You can't let Hina leave. She stays.
What's gotten into you? She resigned. It's done.
Then unresign her. She's not just a chef. She's family.
Kaito, what are you saying? Who is she to you?
Someone who made a promise to Grandma. I can't explain everything yet, but I need her to stay.
His parents exchanged a glance. His father sighed.
Fine, one more day. But this isn't over.
The next morning, Kaito waited by the front door. Hina appeared, suitcase in hand.
Just an hour. Let's talk. After that, if you still want to leave, I'll help you pack.
Her fingers tightened on the handle. Then she nodded, just once. He led her to the kitchen. The morning light was thin and gray through the window.
What more is there to say? You know I was the waitress. You know I cooked for you.
But I don't know why you spent 10 years training for this. I need to hear it from you.
She sat down heavily, her hands clasped on the table.
After my parents died, your grandmother, she was the only one who treated me like a person. not a servant. When she became ill, she asked me to.
To what, Hina?
She made me promise to take care of you. But I can't say the words. You'll think I'm obsessed.
I remember the promise, Hina. I heard it at the grave.
Then you know how broken I am. Please, let me go.
She tried to pull free, but Kaito caught her wrist, holding her still. Gently, he drew her back from the door into the pale morning light.
Grandma asked you to take my place, to cook for me and never let me feel alone.
How can you know that?
I heard her. At the grave. I remembered everything.
Hina's knees buckled. The last wall crumbled.
Then you know, I gave up everything.
She saw it again. The dim room, the frail hand, the whispered plea.
I trained in Paris, in Tokyo. Every minute was to be worthy of that promise. I had no dreams, no friends, no life. Only your face at that booth, every Sunday.
The words poured out like a wound finally opened.
I knew you'd find out. I knew you'd think I was sick, but I couldn't stop.
She choked, her body shaking with the force of the confession. Kaito stepped forward and pulled her into his arms. She sobbed against his chest, her fingers gripping the fabric of his hoodie. Years of lonely purpose collapsing in the quiet kitchen.
I'm not angry. I'm not disgusted. I'm grateful.
Grateful? How can you be grateful for this?
Because you're the only one who kept their promise to her. Even my parents forgot.
She stared at him, her breathing ragged, as if seeing him for the first time.
Then, can you forgive me? For lying? For intruding?
There's nothing to forgive. You were keeping a promise. That's not a crime.
She collapsed into him again, the last of her resistance gone.
She gave up her whole life for Grandma's promise. Now I have to give her a reason to live for herself.
For a long moment, neither moved. Only the sound of her breath against his hoodie. Then Hina pulled back, wiping her face with her sleeve. Her cheeks were blotched with tears.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm a mess.
But she stopped, meeting his eyes. Something in her gaze steadied.
Your Oba-san made me promise. I keep my promises, Kaito. For as long as you'll let me cook.
Kaito's eyes glistened. The words that had haunted her for a decade, finally free.
Hina, I don't want you bound by a promise. I want you to cook for yourself.
For myself? I don't know how.
Then learn. Find your own happiness. Not just my grandmother's recipes.
She looked at him as if he'd asked her to rewrite gravity.
But this is all I am.
No. You're more. I want you to stay as a person, not a servant.
Her lips parted, the idea so foreign it refused to settle.
You really mean that? Even after everything?
I do.
A long pause. Then, slowly, a small smile broke through her tears.
Then, I'll try. But can I still cook her recipes sometimes? Your favorites?
Always.
For the first time, the kitchen felt warm, no longer a sanctuary of unspoken secrets. Days later, the mansion felt different. Warmer, as if the walls remembered a promise kept. Kaito stepped through the door and stopped. A rich, unfamiliar aroma filled the air.
That smell. It's not Grandma's cooking.
In the kitchen, Hina stood over a simmering pot, stirring with a focus that had lost its tension.
Kaito, you're early. I'm trying something. It's my own recipe.
Your own? I didn't know you had one.
I didn't either, until you said I should cook for myself.
She blushed, tucking a stray strand of hair behind her ear. At dinner, the table was set with a dish that held no memory of Aobate, only the future.
This actually has flavor. What's the occasion?
It's wonderful, Hina.
Thank you. I wanted to cook for everyone.
She stood behind Kaito's chair, her hand resting lightly on the backrest.
She's not hiding anymore.
The family ate together, the clink of chopsticks, a quiet music. After dinner, Kaito found Hina in the kitchen, washing a small plate.
You were nervous, weren't you?
Terrified, but happy.
He reached into his pocket and held out a tiny charm, a miniature wooden sign like the one from Aobate.
I had it made. For your apron. So you don't forget where you started.
Kaito.
She pinned it next to her embroidered initial. The charm glinted under the kitchen light. For the first time, her smile reached her eyes without a shadow.